make a clip of that? Right there, smoothly in down the back straightaway. 3 car lengths separating. Big send on the inside. Kyle Terzak up the racetrack. Contact between the two, and it's going to be Braxton DeWeese winning here at Nashville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Here we are tonight at the Indianapolis Raceway Park for race number 3 of the LTP Late Model Series. We've had 2 races so far this season. Both of those, Justin Brooks ended up going to victory lane. And he is here tonight. Due to a rule here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League, he will be starting from the tail of the feature. So we'll see what he's got as we begin our qualifying efforts. We've got about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. We'll see who is on track first, and it looks like it is the 71 machine. The driver that calls Supply North Carolina home, the Sunset Pest Control, Diamond Cleaners, Quality Marine Welding, Fulford Motorsports, number 71. This is Adam Fulford. Fulford had a good run last night in the Leave the Pack Modified division, came home with a top 5 finish. We'll see what he can do here on lap number 1. He's going to come out of turns 3 and 4 to the white flag. These guys are given 3 laps of qualifying. So 3 attempts to get your best lap in. A 22:35 for Fulford first time around. That'll put him 4th quick. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine currently sitting at the top of the standings. A 22:17, sorry, on lap number 2. Next up on the racetrack, the on-tap. The on-tap dispense services, Sugar, Moss, Cakes, and Confections, Florence Motor Speedway, number 55. The Team BV Racer, number 55. This is Brian Voss. Voss, no stranger to late model stock competition. He has a championship in the All-Star Racing League late model division. So definitely a very fierce competitor here in the late model stocks. We'll see what he can do on lap number 1. He'll get the white flag right here. Lap number 1 for Voss. Put him 7th quick with a 22:26. The field very, very close here. A 22:17 fast time right now, Tanner Bethea. And as I say that, Justin Brooks goes to the top of the board in the 33 machine. Brooks to the top of the board. He is allowed to qualify here tonight, but he will be starting from the tail of the feature. Voss on lap number 2, going to try and work that low lane on the racetrack as he works his way down the back straightaway. IRP, one of my favorite tracks, a home track of mine on iRacing, the closest asphalt oval to me. As Voss comes out of turns 3 and 4, checkered flag is out. He'll end up 10th quick there in qualifying. Next driver out on track, the driver out of Wetumpka, Alabama, the 47 Speed Shop, number 20. This is Tanner Bethea. Currently 2nd quick on the board. We'll see what he can do on lap number 3. Checkered flag right there for Bethea across the line. A 22:14 nearly knocks Justin Brooks off of that top spot. And now your defending champion in the ASRL Chestnut Hill Late Model Stock Series, kind of merged into this Leave the Pack Late Model Series. This is Brandon Elvis, the driver out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Coleman Design, WD Broadcasting Network, Barry Elvis Performance and Fab, and Chestnut Hill on that race car. Elvis currently scored in the 8th position as he works lap number 3. We'll see what he can do across the stripe. Checkered flag is out. Put Brandon Elvis up into the 6th spot. A 22:21 for Elvis on that 3rd lap. Drivers completing their qualifying runs. This is the guy that went fast time last night, the driver out of Oakland, Maine, the Whitney Automotive and Coleman Designs, number 29. This is Zach Murphy. Murphy right now sitting fourth after his first 2 laps. We'll see if he can pick up the pace here on lap number 3. Checkered flag. And Zach Murphy going to pick it up, or sorry, going to slow it down just a little bit, but he will be in that 4th position. So we've got 22 late model stocks on the property. Only 20 cars going to start the feature. Two drivers going to come out of this B feature. The top 18 transferring from qualifying. So Clint Walker currently sitting on the bubble. We have 1 driver left to qualify, but it looks like time is going to run out. That is Justin Coleman in the 14. So now these drivers will have a 15-lap B feature to settle who is going to make this A. I believe there is going to be 4 cars in the 4 cars in the B feature here tonight. And as you see on the left side of your screen, we have 4 drivers lined up and ready to go. It'll be a 15-lap B feature event as we get the starting lineup for tonight's B up on the board. Or up on the screen, rather. As here is your starting lineup for tonight's B feature. Wade Enyart in the 210 machine going to roll off from the top spot. His outside, it'll be Zane Bierman in the 55. And in the 3rd position, Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19. And starting shotgun on the field, did not get a lap in practice or qualifying, Justin Coleman in the 14. So we'll have 4 drivers getting set and ready to go here in tonight's B feature. So everybody, with the exception of Wade Enyart in the 210, gridded up and ready to go. Remember, 2 of these drivers will make it. 2 of them will get sent home tonight. We'll have 15 laps to decide. And we'll get our final qualifying results up on screen as well so we can see where everybody timed in at. Qualifying results up right there. Justin Brooks goes to the top of the board with a 22.87. Tanner Bethea, second quick. Just 6/100ths off of the pole time set by Justin Brooks. We're going to go ahead and grab a word from Brooks in the 33 to see if we can't grab a word from him. Justin Brooks up into the broadcast booth. You've won 2 races this season. Both of those you started from the pole. You picked up the fast qualifier award here tonight. Not going to be starting from the pole though. You're going to be starting from the rear as we have that rule here and leave the pack to win 2 races. Start from the back. What do you think you got here in 50 laps at IRP?
In qualifying there, been fighting internet issues for the last hour or so and decided to put my hotspot on my phone and jump in last second to see what I got at least. I mean, I felt good. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be a long run, but I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'm going to be trying to muscle my way up through the front best I can and see what I got then, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 50 laps here. IRP notoriously tough to pass, and you kind of throw that late model stock in there. It makes it a little bit more tough to pass, so it's going to be an exciting 50 laps. Justin, who do you have to thank for the Fast Qualifier Award here tonight?
Obviously you for putting all this on, man. If it went for you, I wouldn't have no Fast Time Pole Awards. So.
Yes, of course. Always a fun time, and glad to give you guys a place to race. Well, this B feature is going green flag here, Justin, so we'll let you get dialed in and let you prepare yourself for these next 50 laps.
Yep, appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Justin Brooks, the driver of the number 33 machine, and the green flag is out here in tonight's B feature. 2 of these drivers gonna go home after this one. Zane Bierman and Justin Coleman currently battling for that final transfer position. Wade Enyart has a decent advantage out front, 0.6 of a second when they get back across the line right there. Bierman and Coleman battling for the second spot. Looks like Coleman will take it for now, but we've got 14 laps here to settle things. Into turn 3, they head down the front straightaway. Enyart in the 210 trying to hang on to that race car. Down into turns 1 and 2, the lead shrinking just a little bit. Coleman that time setting the fastest lap of the session, nearly 0.3 quicker than Enyart in the 210. What can Justin Coleman do? He takes a peek to the inside here. Down into turns 3 and 4. Enyart up top, Coleman down low. As I mentioned, these cars notoriously tough to pass in. Ooh, big time slide there from the 210 of Wade Enyart. Luckily hangs on to that race car. But here comes Zane Bierman to the bottom trying to fight for the transfer. And it looks like Bierman in the 55 will get by. So move Zane Bierman up into the transfer position. 12 laps to go. Wade Enyart in the 210, falling off a little bit there. Several car lengths separating him and Zane Bierman in the 55. Justin Stoyanovsky right there in the 19 as well, trying to move his way forward, about a second off of your leader, Justin Coleman. As Coleman works his way through turns 3 and 4. It'll be 10 to go this time, 10 laps to go. Ooh, Zane Bierman up into the outside wall there. That's going to allow Wade Enyart in the 210 to shrink up a little bit. That last time by, Enyart a little bit quicker in the 210. If he can put a couple laps together here, it might be close when we get down to the wire. 9 to go this time for Justin Coleman. So far this season, Justin Coleman has had he's made 2 starts this season, 1 top 10 finish. Last week at the New Smyrna Speedway, or rather a couple weeks ago at the New Smyrna Speedway, ended up somewhere, I apologize, did not run at the New Smyrna Speedway. And as I say that, Wade Enyart in the 210 moves his way back around Zane Bierman in the 55. These guys battling hard for the transfer spot. Bierman in the 55 trying to charge his way back forward. I think he might have had a little bit of trouble in turns 3 and 4 that time. As we work our way into turns 3 and 4, it'll be 7 laps to go for Justin Coleman, who now has a 1.7 second advantage. Bierman and Enyart continue to battle for that transfer position. Enyart trying to hold that car low to the bottom, make it as hard as possible for Bierman to get back by. As the 55 heads down the back straightaway, just 2 car lengths separating the two. Wade Enyart smooth out of turn 4 that time. That last lap, Zane Bierman just a little bit quicker in the 55. But we've still got 6 laps to go. Which driver will take it home, we'll see in a little bit. As into turns 3 and 4 right here, Bierman shrinks up to the back bumper. Enyart up off the corner, kind of shoves the nose a little bit there. That's going to allow Bierman to shrink up to his back bumper. Just a car length separating the two with 5 to go. 5 laps to go here in tonight's B feature. Enyart a little bit sideways off the corner that time. Here comes Zane Bierman to the bottom side of the racetrack. Bierman backs off, entering the corner, trying to get that car to rotate and keep his momentum up. As we come back around, it'll be 4 to go that time. 4 to go for Wade Enyart, trying to hang on to this transfer spot as Bierman looks back to the bottom once again. Zane Bierman back to the bottom. He's going to be clear down the back straightaway, so move Zane Bierman back into the transfer spot. Here comes Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19, trying to throw his name into the mix. Off the corner that time, 3 laps to go. Justin Coleman now a 3-second advantage. And this is the practice session that he needed. Got into this race a little bit late. So I'm sure he is happy with the practice laps he's getting right now. He's going to see the popsicle sticks this time by out of turns 3 and 4. 2 laps to go in the B feature. 2 laps to go for Justin Coleman. 2 laps to go for Zane Bierman to hang on to a transfer spot. Wade Enyart in the 210 trying to close that gap back up a little bit sideways out of turn number 2, though. That's going to lose some ground for him. Here comes Justin Stoyanovsky in the 19 trying to move back forward. The white flag is out right here. One more final time. Zane Bierman opening up that gap a little bit. It looks like Stoyanovsky going to peek to the inside of Wade Enyart. I believe that might seal up the battle for the transfer spot out of turns 3 and 4. Justin Coleman going to pick up the victory here in the B feature. He will transfer into the A main. Zane Bierman going to come home second. Wade Enyart third, and Justin Stoyanovsky loops it off of 4 there. But he will finish in the 4th spot. Justin Coleman going to grab the victory here in tonight's B feature. We'll go ahead and grab a word from our winner, Justin Coleman, if we can find him in Discord. But Coleman luckily able to get into tonight's A main event, and that is the practice session that he needed. We'll grab a word from him as we've found him. Up into the broadcast booth, Justin Coleman, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Alrighty, well, a great run there in the B feature. Got into the practice session a little bit late here tonight. Luckily, you had those 15 laps to kind of get the car dialed in, see where you stood. Didn't have too much pressure from behind, kind of eased your way into tonight's A feature, but you're going to be starting 22nd, or what am I saying? You're going to be starting 19th on the grid. How are you feeling about your chances in tonight's 50-lapper?
Oh, man, it's started off rough. I got in and my wheel wouldn't work. I couldn't get it to do anything. I had plenty of time to qualify, but I don't know, my wheel just decided not to cooperate, so I guess we got us some 15 minutes or 15 laps of practice in, so sucks we got to start way back that far, but we'll try to keep our nose clean and see what we can do. That's about all we can hope for is to get a decent finish tonight.
Yeah, it's tough to hear about that trouble in qualifying. I think we've all been there. You get ready for the moment, you're all ready to go, and then you get in the car and it just doesn't work. I've had that happen a couple times, and it is a very frustrating feeling, so I know where you're standing, but luckily you were able to win that B feature and make your way into tonight's A main event. Going to be starting 19th on the grid, Justin. I'll let you get warmed up here in this final little warm-up session, but nonetheless, good luck to you. Have a good 50 laps.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Justin Coleman up in the broadcast booth. Always a fun guy to talk to. Justin's got a lot of character. He's been on the WD Broadcasting Network for a while now with the All-Star Racing League as well. So glad to see him make tonight's A feature. Justin, the winningest driver, I should say, last season in the Street Stock Showdown, the first season of the Street Stock Showdown. Him and Brandon Elvis tied for the most amount of wins. Elvis, of course, walked away with the championship there at the end of the season, but Coleman was right there challenging with him the whole entire time. As we have about a minute left here in the warm-up session. After that 2-week break, we're hoping to see a good race here tonight at IRP. Next week, we will head to the Langley Speedway for 100 laps of action there. And then the week after that, South Boston for 100 laps of action there. So 2 shorter tracks coming up after tonight's big track event at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. A mixed schedule here for the late model stocks. After that, we got Myrtle Beach and the Nashville Fairgrounds. So back up to the half-mile range. And then we go to Southern National and Hickory. And we round out the season with North Wilkesboro, Stafford, and the season finale at Lanier. All 4 divisions will cap off their season at Lanier, so going to be an exciting night, or an exciting couple of nights, I should say, at the Lanier National Speedway. One of my favorite tracks in iRacing. Of course, not very much racing there going on in the real-life scene these days, but luckily we get to relive all of those legacy moments here on iRacing. As the checkered flag flies on the warm-up, we will go ahead and hop down onto the grid and grab our starting lineup for tonight's 50-lap feature event. As we head down to the grid, we'll grab our starting lineup on screen. Justin Brooks, your fast qualifier, initially set to start on pole, but after the rule of 2 weeks, the Leave the Pack iRacing League's 2-week in a row rule, he will be going to the rear. So that will give our starting lineup. Carter Hollingsworth going to roll off on the pole on the bottom side. Tanner Bethea going to roll off second next to him. That'll be Mark Keedman starting third. Zach Murphy going to roll off fourth. Chris Smith in the 80 machine going to start 5th here tonight, next to Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. Row number 4, sorry about that. Brian Johnson going to roll off 7th with James Pileski to his outside. Caleb Thompson will start in the 9th spot here tonight with Caden Binkley to his outside. Back behind them, it'll be Caleb Thompson, or Brian Johnson rather, rolling off next to Brian Voss. Then Caleb Thompson rolling off next to Brandon Groover, Brady Cox, Jake Brooks, Trey Ashworth, Clint Walker, Adam Fulford, Zane Bierman, Justin Coleman, and Justin Brooks rounding out your field. As the field comes around to get the 1-to-go signal, that 28 machine ready to get things underway here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. An Indiana driver starting on pole in the one Indiana race on the schedule. Wouldn't want it any other way. He actually picked up 1 victory so far this season. That was back at the Five Flags Speedway in the first preseason race of the season. So the pace car is off. We're through turns 3 and 4. It'll be Carter Hollingsworth and Tanner Bethea, the 47 Speed Shop teammates, through the restart zone. We're underway here at IRP. A good start there from Tanner Bethea in the outside lane. He's going to take the early advantage down into turns 1 and 2. A little bit of a nudge there from Mark Keedeman to Carter Hollingsworth. Down the back straightaway they go. Here comes Zach Murphy trying to take over the top spot. Hollingsworth down low, Murphy up top, side by side. Murphy's going to have the advantage at the line, but out front it is Tanner Bethea after 1 lap of racing. You look a little bit further back, Chris Smith battling with James Pileski in the 93. Looks like Pileski will roll the top side and be able to pick up that spot. Into turns 3 and 4. Carter Hollingsworth on the bottom. Looks like he will get out front and clear of Zach Murphy. Oh, and the caution flag flies. Justin Coleman in the 14 goes around. And we are under caution for the first time here this evening. Not sure what happened there to Justin Coleman, but he was around in turns 3 and 4, and that will bring out the caution for the first time here tonight. We'll take a look. Looks like they were 3 wide entering turns 3 and 4. Justin Brooks in the 33 machine. Might have gotten up into the inside of Justin Coleman right there. Not sure what happened. But we're going to go ahead and take another look at that. We'll try and go from behind the 33 of Justin Brooks, or rather the 14 of Justin Coleman. Here's the look down the back straightaway. Looks like a little bit of netcode there. Not sure what exactly the issue was there, but there was a little bit of netcode between those 2 drivers, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and watch that first start back. A little bit of a potential jump there out of the outside lane. We're going to go ahead and watch this back one more time. Bethea definitely went first there in the 20 machine. So race control going to elect to give the top spot back to Carter Hollingsworth and say, hey, come on, Tanner. Go ahead and wait on the start there. Got a little bit trigger happy on that throttle pedal. But, you know, that's very easy to do here in the late model stock cars, especially when you're in such a tight field. Hollingsworth going to take the top spot. And the field gets the 1-to-go signal. As the pace car drops off to the bottom side of the racetrack, the field single file up on the top side. as it'll be in the hands of the 28 machine of Carter Hollingsworth through the restart zone there, and the green flag is back out. We are back underway. Into turns 1 and 2, single file this time. Hollingsworth with the advantage down the back straightaway. Tanner Bethea in the second spot, trying to get that lead back after the jump start there in the beginning. Bethea down low, all over the back bumper of Hollingsworth out of turn number 4. Bethea breaks out there a little bit, not sure what happened. It looks like he is back. A little bit of connection issues there for the 20 machine. It looks like he will keep it clean and green. Down the back straightaway, here comes the 20 to the bottom side of the racetrack. A big run there for Tanner Bethea down low. Into turns 3 and 4, and oh, the 20 car of Bethea goes around on the bottom. Everybody stacking up to avoid, I believe, Brady Cox there in the 76. Goes around. And the caution flag flies once again. Not sure what happened there, but Tanner Bethea drove it off into turns 3 and 4 and definitely got into the left side door. You saw the run down the back straightaway. We'll look at that one more time. Bethea to the bottom side and drove up into the inside door of Carter Hollingsworth. We'll go ahead and get one more look at that. Brady Cox also involved in the 76. As we'll go ahead and look at that one more time from the rear of the 20 machine. Into turns 3 and 4. You see Cox right there sliding in. I don't think there was too much damage on that race car. We'll get one more look at that. Entering turns 3 and 4. Here's the camera from the static camera on the wall that we have. Hopefully this gives us a good view. You see the contact right there going into the corner, and Bethea checks up. A great job avoiding by everybody, just unfortunately nowhere to go for the 76 of Brady Cox. Go on board with Brady right here to see what exactly he saw. You see the 20 car. He tries to get checked up, just nowhere to go with the 55 of Brian Voss up to his outside. I do believe he's going to be fine, though. Not too much damage on that race car, although he is down pit road and a couple laps down. And the field will be going single file until the halfway point. Unfortunately, we've added a new rule here in Leave the Pack. It will be single file restarts if we get more than 2 cautions before the halfway mark. We don't want a repeat of what happened last night in the Leave the Pack modified division. I also hope the stream is doing better than it was last night. If somebody in the chat below could let me know and make sure the stream quality is better than what it was last night. We had a lot of issues with the modified race, but I think from what I can tell, it is doing pretty good so far. Fingers crossed, everybody, that stays. But the pace car is back out. We're back underway. Here shortly is Carter Hollingsworth, Zach Murphy, Mark Keedeman, Brandon Elvis, and James Pileski, your top 5. Roll into turns 3 and 4 and into the restart zone. Green flag is up, green flag is out. We're back underway. Hollingsworth in the 28 gets a good jump there down into turns 1 and 2. Back behind him, Mark Keedeman in the 2 machine trying to work his way forward. He started in the 5th spot in this race, up 2 positions into P3. As the field works its way through turns 3 and 4, 14 laps into this one here at IRP rather. Mark Keedeman taking a big dive to the bottom side. He's going to try and make the low lane work underneath Zach Murphy. Murphy able to hold that top side and hold his ground. Here comes Brandon Elvis in the 54 trying to make a stab for the top spot. As they work their way down the front straightaway, the field single file. A couple cars up on the outside wall there. Everybody able to hang on to the race cars, though. 15 laps into this one when we get back around. Hollingsworth, your leader right now. Everybody single file, bumper to bumper up front. We've got about a 6-car breakaway. Chris Smith in the 80 machine. A 7-car breakaway. Caden Binkley hanging on to that group out front as well. As they work down into turns 1 and 2. This track notoriously tough to pass at. And one of the drivers that's going to have to do a lot of passing here tonight, Justin Brooks, in the 33, started shotgun on this field after starting or qualifying pole. Won the last 2 weeks, had to start from the rear here tonight. He's worked his way back up into the 12th spot after going to the back pretty early on. Brooks working the bottom of Trey Ashworth. That's for the 11th spot. Up in front of him, he's got Caleb Thompson and Brian Voss battling for the 9th position. Voss going to take a peek to the inside here. 4 cars under a blanket for the final spot in the top 10. They work their way through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Trey Ashworth on the top side, trying to make a run. Ashworth up under the outside wall a little bit there in turns 3 and 4. Brian Voss now under fire from Justin Brooks. Brooks trying to work his way into the top 10. And like I mentioned in that interview pre-race, very tough to pass here at IRP. Brooks dives that car into the corner, trying to scoot that 55 machine up just a little bit. Looks like they're going to be even out of turns 3 and 4. Into 1 and 2 right there. Brooks trying to peek a nose ahead and use as much of the racetrack as he can. Oh, Voss up the racetrack a little bit there. There might have been contact between the two. Both drivers trying to hold each other very tight right there to not give up any ground. But Voss going to be back to the 11th spot, move Brooks to 10th. As we look back up front, Carter Hollingsworth still holding on to the race lead. Meanwhile, Chris Smith taking a peek to the inside of James Pileski out of turns 1 and 2 right there. He'll have to tuck back in line. As we work our way down the front straightaway, we'll be 20 laps into this one. You see the field single file still across the stripe that time. There's a lot of different lines we're seeing here, even with everybody single file. You watch into turn 3 and 4 right here. A couple drivers up the racetrack, a couple drivers down the racetrack. It's all going to come down to who can save enough tire to be there at the end. These cars very easy to burn up that right front tire. Is looked to the inside now. Brandon Elvis takes a peek underneath Mark Keedeman for 3rd. He'll try and make that car work down the back straightaway. Looks like Keedeman's able to hold the top side for now. Look a little bit further back. Justin Brooks makes his way around Caleb Thompson, move him up to P number 9. Up in front of them, Brian Johnson trying to move his way forward underneath Caden Binkley. Binkley up on the top side of the racetrack. Johnson going to gain that position. Binkley in the wall. That's going to open up the door for Justin Brooks. Brooks back to the bottom now. Move Justin Brooks back up into the 8th spot. He's put on a phenomenal show here so far, trying to move that car back forward. Here comes Justin Brooks looking to the inside of Brian Johnson. Johnson in the 38 machine started 9th in this one. He's moved up 2 spots so far. As Brooks takes a peek to the inside, they'll come down the front straightaway to nearly halfway. It'll be halfway next time by 25 laps in the books when we get back to the stripe. And Justin Brooks continuing to move forward on that bottom lane. Very tough to pass here, but it looks like that 33 machine might have something figured out. And he's now going to have to make up a little bit of ground to get to this front group of 6 as we see the cross flags halfway in, halfway home here at IRP. Carter Hollingsworth continuing to show the way. He was a little bit quicker than the cars behind him that last time. The 2 fastest cars on the racetrack are your race leader and Justin Brooks in the 33 machine. Look at the times that last lap. Fastest car you see is Carter Hollingsworth, just a little bit quicker than Justin Brooks. As they get back across right there, Zach Murphy picks up the pace a little bit. He runs a little bit quicker than your race leader, so keeping him very close and in his vision. As Murphy backs off a little bit there, about a car length of breathing room for Carter Hollingsworth. Not much, but it's more than what we've seen so far. Is out of turns 3 and 4 that time. 23 laps to go here at IRP. Hollingsworth continuing to hold that race lead. Here comes Mark Keedeman to the bottom of Zach Murphy trying to make a run down the backstretch. Keedeman into turn number 3. Murphy going to shut the door right there. It's very tough to pass here unless you can somehow get a run up on the outside of someone. We look a little bit further back. Caleb Thompson to the inside of Caden Binkley. That's for 9th on the track. Binkley was running up inside the top 6. He's starting to fall back just a little bit. The tires, like I said, very easy to get hot here in these late model stock cars. As Thompson on the bottom side, Binkley up top. Thompson a little bit loose on the bottom side there. That's going to allow Binkley to drive that car back forward on the top. These long straightaways really give the advantage to that outside lane, but it is possible to make the bottom side work, as we just saw Caleb Thompson do right there. Here comes Brian Voss trying to move his way back up inside of the top 10. How about Justin Coleman? Started in the 19th spot after winning the B feature. Trying to work his way inside of the top 10. As Coleman to the inside of Binkley. Here comes Trey Ashworth back behind them as well. Good battle there for the final spot in the top 10. We look a little bit further. As Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine continues to show the way here. 18 laps to go across the line. Hollingsworth this time, it'll be 17 laps to go. He's got a little bit of breathing room over Zach Murphy. Murphy running in the 2nd spot. He's still got Mark Keedeman breathing down his neck. Keedeman in the 2 trying to find a way around. It's obviously been very tough to pass here tonight. But here comes Justin Brooks in the 33. He's caught this front group of 6. And now he's to the inside of Chris Smith trying to take over the 6th position. Brooks down low. That car probably getting very tight at this point in the race. A lot of heat in those tires, I'm sure, with the work that he's had to put into that race car so far. 16 to go across the stripe. Smith trying to hold that 33 machine very tight on the bottom. As they come up off the corner, dead even, side by side. Give the advantage to Justin Brooks by a little bit into 3 that time. Looks like he'll go ahead and slide up in front of the 80 machine. And that is the way that I've found is the best way to pass here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. I know slide jobs are usually for dirt, but oftentimes you see it utilized here at IRP, especially when the passing is tough like we've seen here tonight. Brooks to the inside of James Pileski. Pileski trying to make the outside lane work. Brooks nearly contact there up off the corner. Pileski able to hold the spot for now. Up in front of them, Mark Keedeman still all over the back bumper of Zach Murphy. Has not been able to get around that 29 machine so far, and that is allowing Carter Hollingsworth to start to step away. 0.6 of a second, the difference between the two. As 13 laps to go when we get back across right there. Justin Brooks to the inside of the 93. Up front, Mark Keedeman takes a big send to the inside of Zach Murphy. Murphy going to come back strong on the outside lane, though. And he'll hold the lead down the backstretch. Back behind him, Brooks and Pileski continue to battle. Brooks with a big dive and lunge into turns 3 and 4 that time. Pileski going to try and cross back over, but does not have the run. Move Justin Brooks inside of the top 5. And he'll set his sights on Brandon Elvis with 12 laps to go. Back up in front, Mark Keedeman trying to work his way forward. He's got Zach Murphy up in front of him. We've got 11 to go right here. This is a good look at what these drivers are dealing with, how tight the race car may be, and what kind of handling issues they may be interacting with here at this point in the race. You see the car getting a little bit loose there on Keedeman as he tries to pull underneath Murphy. Here it comes. This could be the big send to the inside, and it is. Keedeman to the inside, trying to take over the 2nd spot, but Murphy once again holds strong up on the outside lane. A little bit of contact there, but both drivers able to keep it in the right direction. 10 laps to go. Justin Brooks in the 33 machine trying to work his way underneath Brandon Elvis. Elvis on the back straightaway. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Elvis really holding that 33 machine tight, not letting him get the advantage that he's seen with other drivers passing throughout the field. It'll be 9 to go this time for Hollingsworth. These two battling very fiercely here. Into turns 1 and 2. Brooks up the racetrack a little bit. Elvis trying to hold him tight. Ooh, Brooks loose. Oh, both those drivers into the outside wall. And Brooks will go forward. Oh, contact again. James Pileski down into the grass. And oh, contact. Brooks up into the wall. We're still green. James Pileski was down into the inside grass right there. There was contact up off of turns 1 and 2. And that's going to lose a ton of ground to your top 3. Justin Brooks back to P7. Chris Smith in the 80 machine up to the 5th spot after Pileski went down through the grass in turns 3 and 4. And here comes James Pileski back to the outside of Smith, trying to take over the 5th spot. We've got 7 laps to go here. Carter Hollingsworth out to a 1.2 second advantage. Here comes Mark Keedeman trying to take over the 2nd spot. He's got Zach Murphy up in front of him. Murphy trying to hold that outside lane. Keedeman going to surge ahead there through the center of the corner, and he'll actually have a nose in front right there. Contact for 5th back behind, and oh, Elvis into the outside wall. That's going to allow Justin Brooks to slip by. Elvis back to the 7th spot here as things are getting chaotic here with 6 laps to go. Keedeman and Murphy continue to battle side by side for the 2nd spot. 5 to go this time for Carter Hollingsworth out of turns 3 and 4. Mark Keedeman, Zach Murphy continue to battle side by side for that 2nd spot. Nobody able to get the advantage just yet, as it looks like Murphy able to make the outside lane work. Into turns 3 and 4 one more time. Keedeman going to try and roll back on the bottom side of the racetrack. Dead even down the front straightaway. It'll be 4 to go this time. Keedeman's going to have to slip back in line behind. Meanwhile, the battle's still on for the 4th spot. James Pileski trying to hang on as he is under fire from Chris Smith and Justin Brooks. Smith to the bottom. Oh, a little bit of contact there on the entry of the corner that time. Pileski really trying to hold that 80 machine tight. He's going to try and get the run up off of the corner. 3 laps to go for these guys. Carter Hollingsworth has 3 laps to go. He's got a 1.5 second advantage here with 2 laps to go now as he comes out of turns 3 and 4. Up front, Carter Hollingsworth through turns 3 and 4. The popsicle sticks up in the air this time. 2 final circuits here for Carter Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to hang on to this one. He just does not want to see that caution flag. Keedeman back to the bottom side of Murphy once again. A little bit of contact, and oh, as I say that, the caution flag flies. Brady Cox around in the 76 machine. Some front end damage right there, and a little bit of rear end damage. Some smoke pouring out of that race car. Not sure what exactly happened. We'll see what happened with Brady Cox. Looked like he was battling with Trey Ashworth, and looked like out of the corner, just a little bit of a disagreement on space. Ashworth and Cox made contact right there off of 4. We'll go back and look at that one more time to try and see if we can't up off the corner. Looked like just a little bit of a loose moment there. Racing deal with Cox and Ashworth right there. We're going to go back and look at that incident on lap 42 to see if we can't figure out. We'll go back a little bit further to see if we can't see right there. Justin Brooks and the 54 of Elvis made contact down the back straightaway. Pileski took it 3 wide to the bottom, and there was more contact. Pileski all the way down into the grass right there and got into the left rear quarter of Justin Brooks, and that was all she wrote for the 33 machine. Luckily, he was able to hang on to that race car. And he's currently scored in the 6th spot, but definitely a crazy moment there, as we will line up for a green-white checkered here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. What a race we have seen so far here this evening. A lot of hard battles up front. Mark Keteman and Zach Murphy were battling for many, many laps trying to get that second spot figured out. As the field comes back around this time to, I believe, the 1-to-go signal. Scratch that. We will get it next time by. Folks down in the chat below, what did you guys think about that green flag run there? And more importantly, what did you guys think about that contact there down the back straightaway and everything that just happened into turn number 3? Pileski down into the grass. Brooks and Elvis banging off of each other off of the corner. As they work their way into turns 3 and 4. The field going to get the 1-to-go signal this time. We have 17 cars on the lead lap right here at this point in the race. Carter Hollingsworth going to elect to take the bottom lane. He's going to have to get a good restart here. Zach Murphy and Mark Keteman are going to be hungry back behind him. As the field bunches up down the back straightaway, we're going to send them back green to the green-white checkered. We do have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered need be. But it'll be Carter Hollingsworth and Zach Murphy leading us into the restart zone. Mark Keteman and Chris Smith run 3rd and 4th behind them. As we creep up into the restart zone. The green is up and the green is out. Good start there for the 28 machine. He'll have the advantage into turns 1 and 2. And it looks like he'll be up and clear into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Keteman and Murphy continue to battle side by side for a second. They pick up right where they left off. Down into turns 3 and 4. Keteman to the bottom side. Through the center of the corner right there. White flag is out. One more final time around here at IRP. One more lap to go for Carter Hollingsworth. Can he hang on? As Keteman surges ahead for the second spot. Murphy going to try to roll that outside lane down the back straightaway. Nearly contact there between the two up off the corner into turns 3 and 4 for a final time. Keteman jumps to the bottom side of the racetrack, but it'll be Carter Hollingsworth winning here at IRP. Battle for the second spot. Murphy going to win that battle for the second position by a photo finish. But Carter Hollingsworth picks up the victory here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. A heck of a race there here tonight. A lot of good racing there. Some mid-race controversy that we somehow stayed green for. But Hollingsworth going to bring that 28 machine down on the front straightaway and park that car in victory lane. And we are going to grab a quick, or we're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network. And we'll be right back in just a moment to wrap things up and grab a word from our top 3 finishers, as well as go through our final finishing results. So we'll be right back in just a moment. I'm your host, Winston Deal. Be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network.
inside. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down in the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Ready to grab a word from our top 3 finishers, starting with our 3rd place finisher up into the broadcast booth. It'll be Mark Keteman picking up the victory. Mark Keteman up in the broadcast booth. 3rd place finisher here tonight. I believe I just said picking up the victory. 3rd place finisher here tonight. How do you feel after a fun 50 laps between you and Zach Murphy?
Well, I sure wish I was in victory lane right now. That's for sure. But no, that was a lot of fun with Zach there. That was probably one of the cleanest battles that I've had in a long time. And, you know, I'm not here for points in the late model stocks, so I wasn't trying to ruin anybody else's race. But gosh almighty, is it hard to pass here, man. I tried everything to get around him as best as I could, and it wouldn't happen. These cars just don't quite have enough power to drive off the corner unless you have your momentum. So, but no, overall, it was really fun. I'm glad we had a lot of those long green flag runs. I just kind of hated to see that caution there, but it did make for another exciting battle between me and Zach there for the 2nd spot. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely looked like a fun time. As you said, very, very tough to pass here, and you put it on display here tonight. I don't even know how many times you drove to the inside of the racetrack to try and get underneath that 29 machine, but you guys battled clean and with respect the entire time, so props to you guys for putting on a heck of a show for the fans at home. But nonetheless, Mark, 3rd place finish here tonight. Who do you have to thank for getting on the podium in a rare late model stock start?
RKM Setup Shop. This car is actually painted by Justin Coleman, so Coleman Designs. K Cars, Race Cars, Mark Keteman Performance, Clive Power Equipment, Friesen Performance, and just everybody that helps put this thing together and put this show on, and all the friends and family that watch. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to you for putting this deal on for us so we have a place to race. And yeah, man, that's about it.
Alrighty, well, Mark, a great race between you and Zach there. Look forward to seeing you back tomorrow night. Hopefully you can repeat some of this success in the super late model. But nonetheless, congratulations on your 3rd place run once again, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Alrighty, folks, that was your 3rd place finisher here tonight, Mark Keteman. Now to grab a word from our 2nd place finisher. Well-earned 2nd place finish, might I add, from Zach Murphy. Zach Murphy up in the broadcast booth, 2nd place finisher here tonight. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Winston.
Alrighty, well, a great run for you here tonight. Finished 3rd last night in the modified division. 1 spot better here tonight. If you do the math, you're probably going to win one of the races tomorrow night, you know?
Yeah, hopefully it works out that way for sure.
Yeah, and anyways, great run for you here this evening. Started in the 4th spot. Worked your way up into that 2nd position pretty quickly there on that initial start, and then just had to hold off that 2 machine. Man, you guys battled hard for probably, 20, 30 laps between you two?
Yeah, I broke a sweat tonight battling with him for sure. That was a fun run with Mark. We were talking after the race and appreciate him running me clean. He certainly could have doored me or, sent me up into the wall, and he raced me clean, and so much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely a lot of respect between you two. What we love to see here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League, and you guys put on one heck of a show, so thank you guys for that. But great run for you, like I mentioned, Zach. You've been putting together some pretty good runs here in the Leave the Pack iRacing League. That win, or that breakthrough win, is coming pretty soon. Last season, you got it at Langley, and in the street stock division, I should say, you got it at Langley. Next week, we head to Langley. Do you feel like you have any momentum heading into that race?
Yeah, I mean, I typically like the shorter, flatter tracks, so Langley's one of my favorites on the sim. So definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can start putting some momentum together. Had a rough couple of weeks to start the season, but it seems like we're finally turning things around and going in the right direction. So looking forward to next week and the rest of the season, and hopefully we can have some more clean racing and keep this momentum going.
Alrighty, Zach. Well, before we wrap things up, second place spot here tonight. Who do you have to thank for another podium finish here this week?
Yeah, I got to thank Justin over at Coleman Designs for the wrap on the car. Got to thank Whitney Automotive for being on the car. Got to thank you guys, or all the guys down at Race Room 3. It's always Adam and Caleb, fun group to run with. Yeah, got to thank you, Winston, for putting on this league and the broadcasts, and then just thank my family for, letting me come down here and do this.
Alrighty, Zach. Well, congratulations to you on your second place run here tonight, and we look forward to talking to you potentially tomorrow night in Victory Lane.
All right, bud. Hopefully we'll see you there. Thanks again.
Alrighty. Yep. Alrighty, folks. That was Zach Murphy, driver of the number 29 machine. Now to grab a word from the man of the hour. Started on pole in this one after Justin Brooks got shuffled to the rear from winning 2 weeks in a row. We'll grab a word from our winner, Carter Hollingsworth, up into the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, an exciting race here tonight. You maybe didn't get to play as much of a role in that. A lot of the controversy and chaos happened back behind you, but a very smooth race and clean race for this 28 machine, exactly what you needed, similar to what we saw in the Five Flags preseason race that we talked about earlier on here tonight. What was similar between those two races that helped you pick up the victory?
Yeah, man, I just got lucky with Brooks having to go to the back, qualifying third, and getting a start on the pole there, and trying to get a good start. And Tanner, doing what Tanner things do. It's just same stuff, different week. You just really can't help that. But other than that, the race was pretty good. I mean, I had a pretty good race for my part. I don't know about the guy behind me. I was just focused on, hitting the same line each lap and, saving tire.
Yeah, that 28 machine was definitely very consistent. For a long time there in the beginning, you had quite a few guys lined up on your back bumper ready to pass you the second you made a mistake, and that 28 machine just stayed in the right line, never made a mistake, and ultimately picked up your first regular season victory of the season. Who do you have to thank for the victory here tonight at IRP?
Yeah, I just think got to thank the guys at the Shop 47 Speed Shop. They put really good setups on, and Justin Brooks for the really badass paint. I really love it, and Winston for putting on this whole thing, and everybody that just races with us. It's a really good, clean league for the most part.
Yeah, we're trying to get that as best as we can, and I think tonight was one of the better races that we've seen as far as green flag laps go and clean racing. So definitely a fun one, and a fun one for you to walk away as the winner. Next week, we head to the Langley Speedway. How are you feeling going into that race with a little bit of momentum carrying you through?
Yeah, I think Langley is one of my better tracks. I feel really good. Hopefully me and Brooks and, a couple other guys get the race side by side for the win.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your victory here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you back soon on the WD Broadcasting Network.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, folks, that was your winner here tonight, Carter Hollingsworth. We'll go ahead and grab our official finishing results as they appear on screen. As we mentioned, Carter Hollingsworth walking away with the victory here at IRP. Zach Murphy second, Mark Keedeman third, James Pileski fourth after throwing a slide job down into the grass. That was still something that I could not believe, and I actually cannot believe that we stayed green. Pileski all the way down into the grass, and everybody kept it in a line. But the 93 ends up in the fourth spot. Justin Brooks from 21st on the grid, or sorry, 20th on the grid rather, ends up in the fifth spot. Chris Smith comes home 6th. Caleb Thompson 7th. Brian Johnson in the 38 comes home 8th. Brian Voss in the 55 machine comes home 9th. Justin Coleman, after missing that qualifying run, winning the B feature, comes home 10th. Brandon Elvis in the 54 will end up 11th. Adam Fulford in the 71 comes home 12th. Jake Brooks in the 57 machine comes home 13th. Zane Bierman 14th in the 55. Brandon Groover 15th in the 41. Trey Ashworth ends up 16th. In the 8 machine, Caden Binkley in the 98 comes home 17th. And back behind them, rounding out our field, Brady Cox, Clint Walker, and Tanner Bethea. So I think that is going to do it for us here tonight on the WD Broadcasting Network. I appreciate everybody that tuned in to this point in the event, and I hope that the stream looked a little bit better here tonight. I think from what I read down in the chat below, we didn't have as many issues, so that's definitely an improvement. But thank you guys for sticking it out, and thank you guys for your continued support on the WD Broadcasting Network. If you want to support even more, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. We appreciate it. We see it. Everyone does not go unnoticed, so thank you guys for all of that. And yeah, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow night for the 3rd race of the Street Stock Showdown season, as well as the Leave the Pack Super Series. So an exciting Wednesday night coming up tomorrow, but an exciting Tuesday night we saw here tonight. But yeah, one more time, thank you guys for watching. I am your host from the WD Broadcasting Network, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace.